So as I was saying, I work in theatre and performance. I also work as executive producer of a company called Arts and Homelessness International, which works at the intersection of art and homelessness globally. And I head a small theatre company called Global Voices Theatre that is female and non-binary and immigrant-led. And we introduce international theatre by underrepresented creatives in the UK. As a freelance director and project maker, I direct shows, and I also put together projects that kind of question society and bring to the forefront also political themes. And the newest project that I want to talk to you about this tonight is Becoming British. Becoming British is in the making, is something that I started a few months ago and will be shared more widely in 2022. The year also that the festival UK, dubbed before the festival Brexit, will take place, and also the year of the Commonwealth Games. So an important year of how culture is used to create national identity. And I want to question national identity and investigate what it is by centering the voices and the experiences of first-generation immigrants like myself. The way I'm going to do this is in collaboration and in co-creation with others. So this is why I don't really know what Becoming British is yet, but the idea will be to create some sort of performative exhibitions that seeks to interrogate that process of becoming. Who gets to be British? Who gets to tell others what Britishness is? Who gets to live it? And of course, who doesn't? Because as soon as there is a center, there's also a periphery. So the project is funded by the Necessity Fund and is developed with initial support by Sheffield Theatres. And Becoming British will have artifacts, some of which I'll be creating myself. There'll be 2 commissions going out really soon for 2 artists to collaborate with myself. I'll be interviewing 52 people over a year. To share our stories of arrival and of bureaucracy and of identity crisis sometimes. There will also be a soundscape created part of the exhibition, and my ambition is to also collaborate with the photographer to do a portrait of the different interviewees, as well as from the stories and the sharing of the stories, performance elements part of that exhibition, which in time will create a documentary piece of theatre to be told. And so the project will have 2 aspects. One, which is the exhibition that will be able to stay and leave a legacy locally and be able to be added on depending on the places that we go, and a performative element created as a devised play with an ensemble of people from all over the UK. This, I hope, will create a template to work, a template to questioning national identity from the perspective of people who have arrived in a certain country, and be able to bring that framework or concept to other countries. Currently, I'm discussing this with partners in Berlin, in Brno, and in Bucharest as well, who are interested in questioning not only local identities, national identities, but also perhaps European identities. The connections that I'm seeking to make at the moment are obviously with more migrant artists. I'm part of Migrants in Theatre movement, a movement that we created for better representation of first-generation immigrants on and off stage particularly, and I can share more of that in the chat. But I'm also interested in connecting with visual artists, soundscapists, sound designers, anyone who has an opinion on British Britishness and that may have lived through that process of becoming. I'll be creating a fund for citizenship as part of the project. One of the artifacts is over 70 pieces of evidence that I had to give throughout my process of asking for right to remain, and then settled status, and then a British passport. And I'll be calling upon other people to become custodians of each of these pieces of evidence. And by becoming a custodian, people will be able to donate, keep the pieces of evidence with them, and that money will go into a pot of fund to support all the artists who are going through the process, either for their visa or their passport. And I'm really interested in working in museums and galleries as places of nation building. So I'm hoping that the exhibition will be shown in museum spaces who are also been complicit in a lot of acts of colonization. And we want to kind of question that and open up spaces to talk about identity in a different way. And of course, we brought it up today, general pots of funding for the future and the legacy of the project as it evolves. Thank you very much for your time and attention.